18 letters, 5 murders, 4 ciphers, and 1 serial killer. Let's revisit one of the most famous unsolved murders in American history, the Zodiac Killer. A maniac, a cunning man, a beast who kills just for the thrill of killing is how the psychiatrists describe the Zodiac. His reign of terror started on December 20th, 1968. Teens Betty Jensen and David Faraday were on their first date on Lover's Lane near Lake Herman Road. They were ambushed and shot dead by an unknown man. In July 1969, a couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, were found unconscious with multiple gunshot wounds at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo. Darlene died at the hospital, but Michael survived the attack and went on to describe his attacker as a 5'8" white man in his late 20s or early 30s with brown hair and a stocky build. Shortly after, the killer called the cops to claim responsibility for both attacks. A month later, 3 newspaper offices received anonymous letters signed the Zodiac. But when they opened the letters, they were shocked by what they saw. In the letters, Zodiac took credit for the shootings at Lake Herman Road and Blue Rock Springs. He mentioned, "I like killing because killing is so much fun," and his victims would become his slaves in the afterlife, along with a cipher daring to find his true identity. That was not all. He demanded the letters be published on the front page or he'd go on a killing spree. But the killings did not end there. On September 27th, 1969, the killer tied up and stabbed college students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard. He left the Zodiac symbol used in his letters drawn on the victim's car. His last known victim was the cab driver Paul Stein, whom he murdered in October 1969. Zodiac later sent the San Francisco Chronicle a piece of Paul's shirt as proof of his crime. Zodiac's last letter came in 1974, in which he claimed responsibility for 37 murders, but police could only link him to 5 known victims. In 2020, a group of experts cracked the 1969 cipher, but the message contained no evidence of his identity. For years, Arthur Lee Allen, a former elementary school teacher and convicted sex offender, was a prime suspect, with strong circumstantial evidence against him. Arthur died in 1992. But there has been a major breakthrough recently. In 2021, a team of investigators claimed to have figured out the true identity of the Zodiac. Gary Francis Post, who died in 2018 at the age of 80. The scars on Post's forehead match those described on the killer's face. But the case remains open, as there's some skepticism regarding the team's findings. After a half-century, a probable 37 killings and several suspects, the identity of the serial killer and a master cipher still remains a mystery. Who do you think is the Zodiac Killer? Join us as we seek answers to the same. Swipe up and subscribe to Unexplained.